Hello Cancer, welcome to your weekly reading with me, Cindy. This week, Cancerians, is a High Priestess week. So we're doing your High Priestess reading. In your High Priestess reading, we're going to go into the deep, dark depths of your unknown. Yes, we're going to poke around in there. We're going to use oracle decks to look at what your potency is, which is your strength, your kryptonite, which is your weakness, your nemesis, which is what actually makes you stronger, and your next assignment or journey in life, the path that you're taking. So I'm going to say, I'm trying to be like so cool about this. My tongue is so sore today from the orthodontic appliance in my mouth. So I'm struggling. Bear with me. There is an extended at the end of this reading. The link is at the top of the description, should you feel so inclined to go. In the extended, I am going to look at the cyclical energy of sort of like where you're going. It kind of feels to be like where you are and where you're going, that kind of energy. And then we're going to use tarot cards to find out what from your past still pulls on you, what from your future is pushing you forward, how this push and pull is affecting you, and then how to move forward, allowing just everything to flow, all things to flow. So we're going to get started here. Bringing out my singing bowl. I really like this bowl. When I kind of resonate with it and I get it going, get the vibration going, it's like the sound travels around it. And I don't know if it comes out to you on there, like it kind of pulsates a bit, the sound to hear it, and comes back a bit, and it comes forward again, it comes back a bit. And I can hear it like as I hold it close doing that. It's kind of cool thing. I think that's really neat. Alright, Cancer, we're going to get started. We're going to get started with the Witch's Oracle. I'm going to give you the incantation to this at the end of the reading, because I want to empower you at the end. And as notice, I changed the angle of the camera again. To get it like so you can see part of the table and me, I had to sit too low and it was uncomfortable. So now I'm comfortable, and that's all that matters. Okay, if you can't see the table, it's too bad for you. I gotta sit and do all this for you guys. I need to be comfortable. So I'm comfortable. Okay. You got the silver box. Funny you would get that. I don't know how many things interrupted me sitting down to do this video for you. There was, I'm going to pull the recycling bins in. So I pulled the recycling bins in. And I was going to come in and I was going to go, I need to water the plants. I haven't watered the plants in a bit. So I better water the plants while I remember it, or it'll go too long. So water the plants. And then I was going to come in, Lily my little dog wanted to lay in the sun. So I thought, I'm going to move the bench over so she can lay in the sun and look out the window. And then I come in here, and then it was, and then it was fiddling with the damn camera. And I sat there and I thought, oh my gosh, like, that's a little bit what like, this box can be about. On a mental level, I'm going to leave that there. There's a video, you can just scroll at the end if you can't wait. So I'm going to pull out. Now I feel a little bit too high. Oh my gosh, I don't know if your energy is you just can't get it quite right. I don't know, it just feels like that's like just not quite right. It's just not quite right. And then you fiddle with it, it's kind of right. No, it's not quite right. So let's see, your potency, your kryptonite. I'm using my Starseed Oracle deck. Your nemesis and your next assignment. singing bowl's talking on its own over there. Oh. Isn't it funny? I saw this card at some point during the day and it really drew me in. I really liked it. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. The card that you got for your strength, your potency, is the Void. Stop, embrace winter, the great cosmic womb. So I can hold the card closer now. Look at that. You see me closer too. Isn't it nice? The Void. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. This is your strength. I feel your strength is kind of shutting out the excess. Shutting out everything except the one thing that you know you really meant to put your attention to. This is your potency. And maybe people around you can kind of feel like forgotten or you're not paying attention to them. But it's as if it's some form that you have some way of either manifesting or just guiding yourself day to day. And it's shutting out everything else and focusing. Like it's just on that one star. Almost like a portal. The great cosmic womb, stop, embrace. This feels like going from, when you're in the cycle, when you're going from one cycle or one significant part of a journey in your life to another one, there can be that point of the in-between where you're not really in the past anymore, you're not really in the future, you're kind of sitting right here. And that's usually sort of like a temperance energy. It's time for things to kind of settle down, energies to relax a bit. I'm kind of feeling that actually, like leading up to this reading, like I said, it was like, I have to do this. It was this. You can just cut it out. I don't know if you recognize this as your strength, because what I'm feeling is things from your past, being able to kind of quiet it down, to quiet the past, and also being able to still the perhaps anticipation, excitement of the future, and even the not knowing, and just focus on where you are right here. It's a very energetic balance. This is a strength that you have. Being able to stop, smell the roses, enjoy the moment. Maybe you can't do this all the time, but you're able to do it once in a while, and this is really good for you. It's a very potent strength. Now your kryptonite, your weakness. You got you are not alone. Isolation, physical connection, and community. So, as much as you are capable of shutting things out, in a way it is part of your weakness, where you, like this energy exchange between these two people is electrifying, it's feeding, it's intuition, it is connection, community. And I'm getting like not necessarily being physically alone in the room, but feeling alone in the room. Feeling somehow very different, not quite fitting in, not having maybe the same plans or the same method of operation, you know, the same way of doing things as other people may, or the same goals. This is perhaps why this is your strength. So even if physically there are people around you that you don't always feel connected to, it doesn't always resonate for you to be with these people. So you do go into this void. But you really are not alone in the void. There's like, I feel like this cosmic community in the void for you. I'm also getting, you know, you may isolate yourself from people at different times. And perhaps people see this as something that's very easy for you to do, but it's not. Because you enjoy this connection, the connections you have with people. But sometimes you feel like for your own emotional health and stability, you need to do this. But it is a weakness for you. I want to say you may not feel as regenerated as you would think you can or would be in some sort of isolation. It's like this back and forth feeding is missed. You're nemesis, but it makes you stronger. The messenger, serious energy bringing harmony and balance. I kind of feel like you're often the bridge between 2 points. So whether this is with family or friends or colleagues, if 2 people are not getting along or they're not seeing each other's side of a story or understanding each other, you kind of serve as a bridge here. And it's not easy though. Oh, yeah, right? Like a bridge. A bridge here. Sort of the mediator. I mean, it's coming up as a messenger, but I'm kind of getting the word mediator between other parties. And as difficult as it is, it does bring balance and harmony to situations and relationships. And I'm getting the message like, if you're very empathic, it's likely draining you somehow. But it's almost training you to be like a super empath. So when you are engaged in this sort of interaction with 2 different sides, it helps you recognize your own energy more clearly and separate it from others. Because you are acting as the bridge, you are not the north side or the south side of the bridge, of the shoreline here. You are the bridge in between. And because of that, you can feel 2 very distinct energies or emotions coming from either side of the shoreline. And because of that, it helps you recognize your energy. But it's not easy. Your next assignment, I remember. Soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. Oh, wow. I feel like you're going to be going into some situations that are going to trigger something in you. They're going to trigger you emotionally. There's one very bright star in the heart chakra area of this picture. Well, there's also a bright star in the, it's not quite as bright, but it is very noticeable in the base chakra. This is alignment. It's like an alignment that goes up into the heart chakra. Whatever this is that triggers you, however it's triggered, and I don't think you may even know what this is yet, but some sort of encounter or meeting. Oh, I just saw that. There's like a hand touching her shoulder. Can be a simple touch. Something is going to act almost like a light switch for you. Do you see that hand on her shoulder? It's kind of ghostly. Something is going to act like a light switch for you. And you're going to have a lot of clarity about who you are and kind of where you're going. Like if there's been a period of unknown or darkness or confusion, it's not to say there won't be choices to make. It's a tiny, like a little spiritual eureka moment. Let's go into the Wild Unknown Oracle deck. For your strength, your potency, the void, you have the spider. And it's funny, as this card came out, I heard the great cosmic web. But it's here and it says great cosmic womb. But web. Okay, like the great cosmic web. This is your strength. The things that you create and work on. Do you see all this kind of light shimmering around here, and then there's a center point, and you can look at the spider web the same way, like it's all circular, and then there's a center point of the spider. All of the things that you work on, all the things that you have worked on, like everything that exists around it, all of the energy and thought and emotion and action that you've put into things in the past, they come back to you. And you're going to, if you don't, you start to kind of see, like going down that tunnel into that darkness, and you start to see the star at the center, which is your wish, which is your dream. I'm kind of getting, like, you may often put quite a bit of work into something and you don't see the result right away. There's like this delay. And maybe even at the point where you're kind of ready to give up on it, or maybe that wasn't so. All of a sudden the payback starts coming in. And you start seeing results, thinking, what the heck, I kind of like figured that wasn't going to work, or that wasn't such a great idea. Because you put the work in, you put the energy in, and then it's almost like the womb, the great cosmic womb, the web. It's got to mature. This idea, the energy of what you created, it needs to mature, and then it takes you down this portal into the star, into the light, toward what you wanted. So it's sort of a message too, to know that this is a strength, this is a potency you have to manifest. However, there is a delay from the work that you put into something to when you receive it. So if you're aware of that, you will not kind of put the energy out there to forget about this manifestation, almost like push it away, just as the universe is about to deliver it to you. And you have your not alone, isolation, physical connection, and community with the whale. Oh, very deep, right? And think about how whales communicate through the water, through sound. I feel anytime that you do feel this isolation, like being alone, kind of being in a very deep place for yourself. These times in your life sort of happen because it's being seen as a weakness, but it actually does help to strengthen you. And when I say that, it helps to strengthen your own psychic and intuitive abilities, clairvoyant abilities. It sort of pushes them there because you're reaching Your soul is still reaching for some sort of connection, even if the physical connection has been lost. Your nemesis, what makes you stronger. Messenger, bringing harmony and balance. The horse. I see this horse as a leader, like keeping the herd together, being sort of wild and free, but keeping the herd together. There is a leadership here. I don't think that you always feel comfortable in it, being this bridge or being this leader. And in the discomfort, it kind of helps you along the journey of comfort and the strength. I mean, this is how you become stronger. Your nemesis is perhaps even finding yourself in situations where you do need to be in a leadership role. You do need to be the bridge between 2 points. And it is not easy, and it may not even feel like something that you go into naturally. Like, this doesn't feel like something that I want to naturally do, that I have a natural gift to do. But perhaps someday you will. Like, if not in this lifetime, moving forward, it is, these things are happening, like where you find yourself in these situations of needing to be the leader or the bridge. It's bringing harmony and balance to your own soul. And you may be finding yourself further on in this life and other lives. If you get there, you remember, come and watch a video if it's still around. But that where you will be in these positions is kind of preparing you for your future. Your next assignment is, I remember, soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. The sea serpent. I love that the hand is touching her shoulder. It was on this, oh no, it was on this side, sorry. The hand is touching her shoulder. And the base chakra to the heart chakra is being lit up here. And it does feel like some sort of activation, like a switch. The hand is indicating to me like it's some sort of interaction with a person, because the sea serpent for me is 2 points, 2 energy points that come together to create something new, something that's never been created before. And it is something like you're sort of destined. It is your fate to go down this path, and you will remember that. Jeez, that was violent. Man, I've never seen those cards do that before. Any of my cards. All right. Whew. Good. Your potency. You had the void and the spider. Now you have she who persists. Perspective, defiant, and persistent. Now, I'm getting this a message as, you know, when I talked about like the things that you've put a lot of yourself into, that you've worked on, and then not immediately, or at least in a timeline that seems reasonable to you, that it's going to actually happen, that you start to see it manifest, that you start to get it paying back to it. But with this card, I think it's saying like persist, don't lose hope, don't pull away. Sometimes some of your dreams might be bigger than a typical dream here, which real and true manifestation, you should be able to manifest $1 billion or $1. It really is all relevant on how we perceive it or how easily it is to be done. So she who persists, perspective, defiant, and persistent. I do feel too, part of your strength is having perhaps an unusual, a non-conventional perspective. Being a little bit defiant. Being defiant towards those that maybe say that you can't create these things, because you absolutely can. You can create anything that you want in this lifetime. It's what our belief system around it is. So, to remind you that this is your strength, you can and do create things that many people maybe think are not possible. But be persistent. Even if it's not coming in very quickly, I don't lose hope that it isn't going to. Because of being told it does. Maybe yours are just a little bit further away than the others, but that's okay. They're coming from a place that is much more different than here. So your kryptonite, your weakness, you're not alone, the whale, and she who remains, powerful, devotion, true worth. This is the queen that is full of ice crystals here. There may also be points where relationships become painful and you need to self-protect, you need to self-nurture. There is a bit of a caution though, right? Like to not take it too far because your strength isn't connecting. Oh gosh, how does that happen? Your strength isn't connecting. I swear I turned that thing off and then it's on again. Your strength is in connecting here. So don't let connections from the past that you don't necessarily need to continue with allow to cause so much pain or self-protection. This is very inapproachable. Where you are a bridge, like you act as a bridge and a leader. So your energy and your role and your perspective are very important to help others in their journey. Your nemesis, what makes you strong? The messenger, the horse. She who unfolds, suave, embrace, and self-care. Oh yeah, see, it's like, it reminds me of, like, if you're very empathic, this bridge, acting as a bridge, protecting the herd, helps you identify individual energies, which helps you become more in tune to your own specific energies and emotions and feelings. And then this is how you can protect, like once you can protect this, you can actually govern yourself much easier, much more effectively in relationships with other people. You know, too, you might be a little hard on yourself and at times say, you know, you have to do this and this and this. You don't have time to devote to you, to have a bubble bath, or to just go for a walk in the woods and just give yourself the time to enjoy nature and have some quiet. I mean, that in a way acts as a bit of a nemesis, but I think how this makes you stronger is also recognizing yourself that way, right? The strength in seeing who you are and giving yourself that when you do need it. But there really is something here about you acting as a bridge. And it's something that I feel like you're apprehensive about doing. But it really does help you. Like it helps other people. Maybe it's always feel like, well, it always helps other people, but it's very draining to me. Sort of pay attention to the energies that you're getting off of those other people, the feelings, like what you can feel, and what is yours before you become too overwhelmed in those energies. Your next assignment. I remember the sea serpent, she who brings light, serenity, and a beacon. See, you are. I feel like there's often times where you do feel the need to pull away from others, from the community, whatever level that is for you, family or friends. But you really do serve as a light here. And there is an importance to recognizing when your light is being depleted, that you need to self-care and embrace, right? You need to self-care and embrace yourself and swathe yourself. So whatever's going to trigger you in the future here, and when I say trigger, I don't mean it in a bad way. Like, you know, we say trigger is usually something that somebody says something or does something, something happens to us, and it triggers us into, oh, a reaction that we don't necessarily think about and have full control over. This is not really that. It's like triggering a bit of like a soul triggered awakening to something that I think you've been looking for or trying to understand. So now let's go into the silver box and let's read that and give you your incantation. Silver box. The color silver represents intuition, imagination, and delusion. It is linked with the moon and female energy. It gives a sense of balance and assists in emotional and physical release and cleansing. Boxes are made for storage and for keeping things safe. Sometimes we lose focus, and lately, so much has been going on in your life that your thoughts and emotions have been scattered. They've been left out to fly around and get misplaced rather than being held within the confines of a safe container, which is what the silver box represents. Your mind has been working overtime, and important thoughts and ideas pop into your head and leave just as quickly. You need to hold on to those flashes of intuition and regain your focus in order to find that happy medium between the chaos that currently surrounds you and the peace of mind that is badly needed at this time. Take 5 minutes today to focus on the drawing of the box on this card. Oh, there you go. In your mind, open the lid and file away those scattered thoughts, ideas, and inspirations. They will serve you well in the near future. Okay, so here's the incantation. I recommend saying it 3 times for full empowerment. I'm going to try to say it once to save my tongue and hopefully get it right the first time. All thoughts and ideas hop into the box, so they can't slip away like a sly little fox. Keep them safe till next I need them, and for the future times that will succeed them. There you go, Cancer. That was interesting. That was a really interesting reading. You are the bridge. You are a bridge, a natural bridge here. All right, I'm going to go and do the extended, and yeah. I already explained what it is. I want to do it again because my tongue is sore. Oh, maybe I'll see you there, maybe I won't. I hope I see you here next week. Next week is fairies, yeah. Okay, Cancer. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.